It'll be in our mind, Hannah.
Time now for some top stories in addition to the DeForest Buckner news that we just talked about. C.J. Stroud, Texans quarterback, out this week against the Jags. He's still in concussion protocol. Really interesting scene there in Arizona as Kyler Murray is now on IR. He's going to miss at least 4 games. In Tampa, Bucky Irving and Chris Godwin Jr. did not practice this week and are likely out against the Pats. Brian Thomas Jr. also out Sunday. The Bears' DeAndre Swift did not practice today. That was not injury related. That was personal. He is questionable. This from Adam Schefter. The Commanders do not expect to place quarterback Jaden Daniels on injured reserve. Per sources, they will reevaluate that elbow injury during the bye week. That coming, of course, after they host the Lions on Sunday. All right, off to another matchup. Chargers, Steelers. That Chargers O-line, they could be in trouble. They are now without Joe Alt and Rashawn Slater. As we know, both those guys gone for the rest of the season. The Chargers ranked 27th or worse this season in pass block, run block, and pressure rate allowed. The Steelers defense currently holds the 3rd best pass rush in the NFL, and boy, did they bounce back. I was thinking all week I should have picked them last week, RC. They looked really good.
I was not thinking that.
Till the end.
It was a good game for them. They got back to like Steelers football.
Yeah, it was a good win, but I was right when I picked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
They just played better than I thought.
Okay.
When you picked it.
The
other team didn't play the way that they should have.
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
I'm not putting that on me anyway.
6 turnovers.
Yeah.
That was not that. Justin Herbert, how worried should he be this week?
I think he should be extremely worried. When you look at the 2 best outing for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a defense, you go back to the New England Patriots, and they were able to create 5 turnovers in that game. We saw the same thing against the Indianapolis Colts. It's when they can pin their ears back, and especially when on the outside with Highsmith and T.J. Watt and Herbert. And we also saw Peyton Wilson take a step forward with his playmaking last week. I'm not sure that Terrell Austin will have as much of a grasp on what he wants to do early downs the way he did against the Indianapolis Colts. But if he can make Justin Herbert hitch in the pocket the way that we saw Daniel Jones last week, it should be a feasting festival for the front line of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And when we see them get after the quarterback, when they can create chaos and create turnovers, that's when we see the best defense.
I think that early down plan that he had last week should be the same one this week. You know, when you watch that game over, it was evident that Pittsburgh defensively on early down said, we're going to defend the pass. Indy was the most pass-happy offense in the NFL, or certainly one of them. They were aggressive on early downs. So Pittsburgh played like coverage on 1st and 2nd down. Justin Herbert leads the NFL in passes on early downs. So, and he's like top 5 in yards. So we're talking about almost, at least philosophically, identical to what Indy does. Indy wanted to be aggressive throwing the football. The Chargers want to be aggressive throwing the football on early downs. Now, they'll go about it a little bit differently with some play-action pass, but I would fully expect Pittsburgh to play those early down kind of coverage concepts more. The interesting thing is going to be Greg Roman, the play caller for the Chargers. Does he then pivot and try to maybe establish the run early on? Because I think trying to throw the ball a ton early with a beat-up offensive line and a defense that's ready for it could really hinder the Chargers offensively.
Oh, man, we don't talk before we decide who goes in what order, because my no for the Chargers is Justin Herbert, 1st down, go under center, and then hand the ball off, which is what the Colts should have done, honestly, watching that game back. I'm not convinced that this Steelers run defense is fixed. I think that they really had an excellent game plan. It took advantage of the Colts' pass aggressiveness. And particularly against under center runs, they are allowing the highest 1st down rate in the NFL. They're bottom 5 in most metrics. And something I've noticed, you guys, with Kamani Vidal, running back, they've been running under center way more, 70% of the time, with Vidal, which is much higher than before he became their starting back. It was really successful against Minnesota. I think he's a good back. And, you know, the worst thing you can do is turn this into a drop-back game behind that offensive line. They have to find a way to run the ball on early downs and do so with success against this front.
Yeah, and I'm sure they know it.
I think another big thing for me is Justin Herbert having some willingness to use his legs. Dan mentioned some of those 1st and 2nd down calls. Some of those calls were 2-man, where the underneath coverage would have their back to the quarterback. And Justin Herbert being one of the more, in my opinion, talented runners in this league, if he could be decisive on when to take off from the pocket, there could be some opportunities to gash the Pittsburgh Steelers.
All right, I'm really glad you said that because as we look at our picks Only one of us is on the Chargers. Oh, no, Mina's on the Chargers, too.
This is right.
Why
yes,
don't
Mina.
I look back there when I got a camera right here?
Because the
It wasn't
camera's
in-
40 feet away.
My
It's
bad.
so
It
hard
was,
to
wait,
see.
wait.
So
Mina
far.
was Steelers in my rundown, but now she's Chargers. I
Joe
love
Alt
it.
would be really
Joe Alt.
disappointed in you.
I know. Joe Alt's not playing, and yet you're still picking the
I
Chargers.
did pick the Steelers, but it's fine.
You did pick the Steelers.
Am I on the Steelers? Yeah, I don't know why it says that, but
No,
it's
the
fine.
graphic
It's fine.
says what
I'll
the
split it.
graphic
It's
says.
close. I had that score, 21-20.
I can't wait till you
Yeah.
text the group chat and be like, don't worry, guys, I picked the Chargers.
Yeah, oh, sure. Evan Kaplan is going to dig deep into these numbers and help us take a look at the top of the NFC West.
Yeah, Hannah, so these two teams, not just the best in the division, they might be the best in the NFC right now. Talking about points margin this season, the Rams have outscored their opponents by 82 points, Seahawks 81. Those are the two best margins in the NFC. As you just said, both 6-2. And think about the losses for these two teams. The Rams led by 19 in a loss to the Eagles, lost by 3 in overtime to the 49ers. The Seahawks 2 losses by 7 combined points. So 6-2 with a ton of close losses. What's a big reason these teams are playing so well? It's quarterback play, right? We talk about it every week, every day on this show. Matthew Stafford at 37 years old, it's hard to be playing better than he is right now. He leads the NFL in touchdown passes. He leads the NFL in passing yards per game. Sam Darnold on the Seahawks, I was up here talking about him a few weeks ago, continue to play well. Leads the NFL in yards per attempt. He's second in total QBR, just behind Lamar Jackson. So that's what's happened so far for these two teams. Let's dig into what's going to happen going forward, especially with the Rams starting this Sunday against the 49ers, who we just said they lost to the first time. This is our NFL playoff predictor using our analytics. Look at this number here. The Rams have a 36% chance to win the NFC West right now. If they win on Sunday, that's up to 53. A loss, and they're down to just 19. So a massive game with the Rams. But look at this. They play the Seahawks in Week 11. So a win this week, 53%. Another win, now you're up to 70% for the Rams to win their second straight NFC West title. So 2 huge weeks coming up for LA. And guys, the numbers tell me the Rams are playing the best of any team in the NFC right now. And we going cap or no cap on that?
I'm going to say no cap. I agree with that. And I think the thing that stands out is this offensive performance. You're talking about Matthew and throwing a ball. I would tell you this. The evolution of this offense is really interesting. Years ago, run game-wise, it was like this exotic, super creative thing. It's not really right now. The run game in LA is super boring. It's super simple. It's one of the reasons why they're the least negative play offense in the league. I mean, they only have 24 negative plays this season. That's absolutely spectacular. They really get creative in their pass game. Their pass game, they use motion, they hunt matchups. That's their creativity. So the reality is Sean McVay's gotten to a point with this pass game where he says, the only thing that I can do to hurt us is to get into second and long or third and long with negative plays. Their run game is so basic. They run the same run essentially 90% of the game. And so I think that builds an unbelievable efficiency in their run game, not explosive, but the pass game is the real driver to capitalizing off of constantly being in good situations.
And then we look at that young, talented defense on the other side. But Mac Jones had his second highest QBR of the season against them. What are you looking for in this particular
I want them to
matchup?
make the adjustment in the middle of the football field. If you go back and you watch that game, there was a lot of pre-snap movements and shifts that gave Mac Jones an opportunity to survey the defense and also understand where he needed to go with the football right away. I want to see what Chris Shula is going to do to combat that. And we have to think back to that game. That was a huge game for Kendrick Bourne with catch and run. There was a great back shoulder throw to Demarcus Robinson in the high red zone. And he also used Christian McCaffrey extremely heavy in the pass game. I want to see what that adjustment is going to be because in between the numbers, Mac Jones had 236 yards passing, and that's the highest he's had all year.
I guess we're picking the game at this point, and yeah, we're all on the Rams.
That
Mina,
would put the Rams at 50%.
Mina, what would you like to say?
Yeah, I think the Rams offense right now is just a freaking juggernaut, guys.
Yeah.
Like, I'm watching them, and I'm trying to find flaws, and I just can't. Mac Jones was awesome the last time these teams played. I think he'll play well. I just don't think he can keep up.
Yeah, Mac Jones, 5-2 for the